Well, welcome back, everyone. You know, front wheel, all wheel. How do you know what's best for you? I don't know. But here to talk about that is Tom Grouthous. He's an automotive expert. Tom.
Or that hard one to say, rear wheel drive.
Tongue twister there.
Well, I always think of taking your little red wagon out to the beach. Which way is easier for you to take that little red wagon out? Pushing it through the sand, even just a little bit of sand, pushing it, or if you grab the handle and pull it. So that's basically what we're doing when we're driving. Remember, with front wheel drive, the nice thing about front wheel drive is you have that takeoff. Your transaxle and everything, the transmission, everything's right there, direct drive, and your wheels flex a lot. Rear wheel drive usually are straight axle. Now they're going with more flexible rear axles and that for all wheel drive. But front wheel drive can get you out of a lot of problems. And when you're sliding front wheel drive, even with your foot on the brake, don't pump, but with your foot on the brake, and then leave off and accelerate, you can usually accelerate and pull yourself out of the slide. If you're going to the left and you want to go right, accelerating, if you got the room, accelerating, it'll pull you that way. Rear wheel drive, not so much. You can turn right and the rear wheel is going to drive you straight. And that's the problem with rear wheel drive. But with front wheel drive, your engine, everything's right there on top of the wheels, so you got a little more traction in the back. And with the back, you usually have, if you're on snow or ice, one wheel's a little higher than the other. Guess what? The highest wheel is the one that's going to slip, which means you don't have the drive. With front wheel drive, even when you have slipping, you still have driving. So that's that. Then all wheel drive, 60% is the front where it's driving it, pulling, and 40% in the back usually is pushing. So it's nice and smooth for you. So that's the one. And then all-wheel drive, or excuse me, four-wheel drive. Four-wheel drive, there's two different types. The ones that you press a button on the dash, electric, four wheels all engage, and you drive. And then it's for snow and that, but it's the heavy-duty version of four-wheel drive. Then if you want to go off-road, then you go with the four-wheel drive with electric button, and then you lock the front axles, and you put it in low gear, and that's for rock climbing and really steep, high things to do.
Yeah, most vehicles today, when they're selling a vehicle, it's mostly what? Mostly.
CRVs are usually all-wheel drive.
Okay.
The more expensive ones are all-wheel drive because it gives the customer a better feel for the road.
Yeah.
And if they're comfortable with driving and they don't have a lot of slipping when they accelerate, they really like their car. Now, if you have, rear-wheel drive and you start at a stoplight and everybody else takes off and you accelerate and you're just spinning, it's not a good car for you, So if you have four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, remember the back wheels and the front wheels are going and it gets you off the line. But always remember, ladies and gentlemen, even though you get started faster with all-wheel drive or with front-wheel drive and that, you still only have about 2 square feet of contact with your wheels. So your tires, you get a half a square foot with each tire, so you got 2 square feet there. And with that 2 square feet, that's what you're stopping on.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, you take your feet and put 2 more there, that's about all the traction you got on that road when you're stopping.
Yeah. Now, as an automotive expert, is there something that you prefer best as when you're driving?
I prefer an all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive, better ride, better feel on the road? The
car has a better ride, but an SUV has a little bit rougher ride, but it's higher up. And for us old people, it's easier in and out, and that's what I like.
All right. Well, Tom, I appreciate you coming on today, as always, giving us your automotive expert knowledge. You're always welcome to come back. I love it when you're here.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, don't go away, because medical news is coming up next.